Good morning, good morning. Welcome to my channel, The Underrated Darkness. Yours truly, the number one grind science style little lady. I was trying to connect something, but it would not work, so I got to work on that. So, got to go back to my headphones. Alonzo, check your email, please. Check your email. Come on. Just do boxing. Always a pleasure. Dude, do y'all want to do a chop up with you soon? But I keep you posted on that. Um, let me read this out because I know I start a little late. Come and join real conversation with the number one grinder. Us as the righteous ones individually. Let's make a change within ourselves and generally being there for each other. We got. Just remember that, we got. Um, One of the best kept secrets on YouTube. Yes, that's who I am. Again, my channel is The Underrated Darkness. Yours truly, the number one grinder. This is Morning Real Talk, part 46. Yes, Morning Real Talk, part 46. This open panel, as always, ladies and gentlemen, hit y'all with the intro. Be back. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. Hold on. Hold on. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I'm back. Welcome to my channel. Again, on the Red Darkness. This is Morning Real Talk Part 46. Open panel, ladies and gentlemen. Hope everybody's doing all right. Excuse me. Drink a little water. Here. Let me see who's on here. Eyes love to talk. Thanks for coming. Check your email. Alonzo Hall, check your email. Just do boxing. Let me see. Hold on. I'm sorry. I pressed the wrong one. Want to get you up here so we can talk. Um, I just send you okay. I just do boxing. I just send you a link to come on the panel. Eyes love to talk. Come up. You know, four people. Dang. Let's see. So I hope everybody's doing all right. Oh, we got Ronnie up in here. All right, all right.
Hey, what's up,
Good
man?
morning. What's going on? What's going on? Thanks for coming. Coco Tina, thanks for coming. Hope to see you soon. Yeah, I'm glad that you up here and everything. We gonna talk about different topics today. It's how's everyone today?
Yeah, I'm doing okay so far.
Doing okay. Hey, can't go wrong. Drink some water. That's how I'll be drinking water, but I got to drink some more. But we're gonna talk about different topics today. I know you heard about Deion Sanders. I know people was on Deion Sanders and everything, and they ain't gonna get into that. There are some people, but I gotta say this as men. Okay, 12 vows. If you want to get on, let me know. There are some people that think other men don't know what they talking about. Sometimes you know how it is. Some people could be too close of the conversation, but at times you can still miss out on certain things.
Yeah.
And then they call people like, "Oh, you too." Because I'm close. I'm close to the conversation, but instead of, do you know the history? And I think that we lacking up that. Oh, Deanna Irvin, how you doing, sis? How you doing? And I had a big problem with that, bro. I got a big problem with that. I hear people talk about, people don't know about HBUs and Deion Sanders and stuff. You YouTube ready? Hey, look, we going by what mainstream media is, and then I tell people. See, I know people that went to HBUs. Okay, I know people that worked at HBUs. So these are facts and no one grinder. They had told me they always hide the books.
Yeah.
They always hide the books. I said, they always hide the book. He said, only just look. He said, look at the facilities. Look at everything around them. They hide the books. But pastor, how you doing? Check your email. So when people are so close to the, if we're gonna talk about this. Let's talk the whole truth about it. Let's take the feelings out of it. because all black people ain't good people.
True. Yeah.
We have to understand that. All black people ain't good people. There are some that still expose us as always. Let's stop keep on thinking about the symbol, think about the symbol all the time, and think about the truth.
Let's be honest.
And I'm sick and tired of hearing that. So anybody want to bring it to the Underrated Doctors channel? Let's go. I'm right here. I'm not hiding. I'm not hiding. Brother Pastor, how you doing?
I'm doing good. What's up, Ron? What's up, underrated man?
What's going on?
I'm sorry, but I'm just tired of people. Whenever we had some good information, they always call other people. Oh, this is YouTube. This is YouTube radio, YouTube information. No, stop being too close to our people because you don't know you messing with snakes.
Yeah.
All black people ain't good people.
That's why discernment says that. That's why discernment is key. You know, everybody, your skin folk ain't always your kin folk. So you just have to watch patterns, see how people move. Some people don't have your best interest at heart. So, but just sit there and say shout out to the winning team and the chat and the panel. Say good morning.
Good morning, patterns. That's what I be. I glad see brother Ronnie, he be big thing. Patterns. That's what I told people. My parents always said, pay attention to patterns. If he said, if you pay attention to patterns, that's how they are. If you pay attention to patterns of conversation, guarantee that conversation, that's what it is.
Yeah.
I'm telling y'all.
Well, that's why I've always said, like your actions, words, and intent should work in concert. Otherwise, it's bullshit. So you can tell me a lot of things. You can intend to do something, you know, or you can do something, but I'm looking for a level of consistency. You know, if it's from the heart, you'll do it. Can you benefit from something that doesn't benefit you? That's going to tell me a whole lot.
Yes, brother Pastor, you're right. They burn the books. You can explain.
Yeah.
You can go more on that.
Hey, Pastor, go ahead.
Yeah, so that's a lot of what they do is they hide the books initially, and then they'll burn them later because this money is going to become. They're going to come looking for this money. HBCUs get money for the housing. If you go to a HBCU, majority of the only decent housing goes to the kids that took out student loans. If you are at HBCU, if you go there for a scholarship or even on athletic scholarships, they don't have the best dorms. However, the people that are there on like Fannie Mae loans, they do get to live in the better dorms because their parents obviously have some money if they can't pay for it all. So they burn the books, they get money for stuff, they don't spend it, they don't want the accountability because if they build these schools up, well, my school, the HCU I went to looks nice, but that's one of the few though. Like that's one of the few, and they get paid. Honestly, I think they steal the money just so they can stay in complacency because they don't want to compete with a lot of these other universities because then their accreditation, they might lose their accreditation if they go there, if they have to start competing with these public white universities. And that's the reason why they don't take our degrees from, if you don't get a healthcare degree or engineering degree, if you get any type of other degree from a law school, from a HBCU that's not law, education, or health, you're pretty much screwed. You're pretty much screwed.
Yeah, it is. I had my father, my late father. He has a friend that his grandfather, the Shaw University. He's one of the first generation went to Shaw University, HBU. Okay. And he's telling me, I'm talking about finance. He was telling us horrific stories that would turn. I mean, yeah, be nice to do like this. And this is back decades ago. Okay?
Mm.
And I'm saying, you mean like that? He said, I was supposed to show you, but I'm going to show you because you my second son. And he showed me books, old books that they trying to burn, man, that he took. And he said, you know, I'm leaving. I'm like, mm-hmm.
Yeah, Shaw was known for finance and law. That's what that school is known for, finance and law.
Mm-hmm.
That's what Shaw was known for. Yep. Once upon a time, that's what they were known for.
Mm. All right, man. All right, tie your cause. Oh, people wouldn't want to find out the truth. Oh, you too. You don't know what you talking about. I'm talking about this and that, man. Fuck, man. Excuse me, God. Fuck the bullshit. Don't show me no black python that knows gonna burn, that knows gonna bite me, that's gonna kill me. But you want me to roll with them? The fuck out of here with that bullshit. Fuck out of here. Tired of shit. I'm really sick and tired of shit. Like we talking about the damn system, but we still got people look like us work in the system. But we should fight for them. Fuck out of here. Yeah, it's an underrated rant. Who gives a fuck? I don't give a fuck. Y'all gonna be Alonzo Hall? Go ahead, man. Fuck y'all. Y'all crazy. Y'all crazy. Y'all got me fucked up. Y'all got me fucked up this morning. Y'all really got me fucked up this morning. That is the problem. We can't stick together, Ronnie and DS1 and Lonzo Hall. With that brother Pass, he younger. Why do you think he don't respect the older men? Cause you're fucked ups. You're robbing and stealing instead of help. Fuck y'all. Your old haggies. Your old countrymen. Go to fucking hell. Y'all need molasses to rub your ass or something this morning?
Damn, who did it, JT? Who did it?
You're into Africa so much, you don't even know the clue about fucking Africa. You don't even have the fucking clue what our people had to fucking overcome. And y'all talking about nonsense. You too, Red. Oh, you don't know what you talking about. Giving out books and put your fist on, that don't mean shit. Are you in the motherfucking street help people? Ronnie shows what he do. Brother Pastor, you in medical, so you cannot show what you do. So I understand what you're saying. You got to eye. Alonzo show what I show what the fuck I do. There's people in here show what the fuck they do. Fuck out of here with the bullshit. Y'all got me fucked up. Y'all think the underrated one, he's sweet. I ain't sweet, motherfuckers. I always been like that. It's just that, hey, I always believe work for our people. But y'all got me fucked up. Yeah, the Gemini coming out to this morning. Fuck y'all. Anybody that had that mindset, keep on thinking we need to help all black people. And let me get the HBUs and all that. I'm telling y'all this. They never up to no fucking good. When you let another culture that had slandered us, that had killed us, y'all ain't got nothing to say. I thought it was supposed to be for us. Morgan State, you know, people say Morgan State, it's a party school. People had told me throughout the years, yo, that's a party school. Hey, you want to get your groove on. Hey, you go to party school. That's what people telling me this throughout the years. Some HBUs, I mean, we understand the other big colleges, they do. We get that. But I'm sticking to our people. Then people say we just go party. I said, shoot, man, we get it. We get a tutor. Get it in. We pass, they walk around the campus. These are people that are telling me this, that go to HBUs. But we you two ready, right? Okay.
You can party and still graduate though.
I'm not saying no. Listen, brother pastor. Let me clear this up. I'm not saying that. But don't put the HBU schools. Oh, they supposed to be Ivy League schools, right? But there are some people just going there just for party. We got to understand that too.
That is true.
They,
That's the problem. They go there just to party. See, I
they
knew
go
how
there just for party instead
they
of
don't
get
get
an
the balance.
education. So come on. Let's keep it a whole fucking buck. HBU schools has failing our people throughout the years. When we going to really understand it? I'm not saying all anybody that come to HBUs, oh, they didn't get none out of it. I'm not saying, but majority of them haven't. They have not adopted to these times. And you wonder why that we so far, why we can't improve, we cannot perform of all any sector of life. We can't run a company. We cannot get up our own corporation. We don't like to work with each other. All black folks ain't good folks. Fuck that. They not. And we gotta say that.
Well, I think it goes to kind of like you were saying, JT, in terms of, black cohesiveness, right? One of the things that I look at is how many of these HBCUs are actually owned by black folks as opposed to the state or the city that they're in. Right, number one. And then when we look at that, let's look at the fact that, like you said, JT, black people barely support other black people. How do we know this? Well, there's a statistic that shows that the dollar circulates in the Asian community for 28 days. So that shows that Asian people are putting dollars in the pockets of other Asian people. The dollar circulates in the Jewish community for at least 16 days. That means that Jewish people are putting their dollars in the interest of other Jewish people. The dollar circulates in the Hispanic community for 12 hours. So that means that Hispanic people are putting dollars in the pockets of other Hispanic people. The dollar circulates in the black community for 6 hours. We don't even get a full-time shift out of our dollar in our community. It stays for 6 hours. Our dollar is working part-time in the hood.
Yeah.
So one of the things that we have to start being more cognizant about is going out of our way to support each other. And I can tell you for a fact that we go out of our way to not support each other as a collective. What do I mean by that? I hear all these. Now we've already talked about, we did the numbers of the black people investing, and it went from 1% to 1% over 25 years.
Yep.
But even when we say we prefer to invest, I'm going to Vanguard. I'm going to Charles Schwab. How many people knew that those firms that exist, Vanguard and Fidelity and all these other bullshit names, how many of y'all knew that Ariel Investments existed? Ariel Investments, who happened to partner with Goldman Sachs and Charles Schwab, which is part of the reason that $10 billion got rolled out to black women, because a black woman is the CEO of Ariel Investments. Ariel Investments was created in 1984 by that black woman's daddy. But this is a black-owned money management firm where if we want to talk about generational wealth, as a collective, we could all put our dollars in. But we're mad at Deion Sanders for leaving the university, but we won't come together and put our money in Carver Federal Savings Bank or One United Black-owned bank. But I put my money in Chase. So we got to collect, like you said, black men, we got to do better. You said that yesterday, Underrated. You said we got to do better as a collective in supporting and leading each other to support and lead each other. And I thank all of you up here, because all of you up here have done so. Even you, Pastor, you know what I'm saying? We might not have done nothing yet, but to even fucking come and sit down and have that conversation with me is a lot. Because I get a lot of brothers who will hit me up and be like, yo, Zo, I need to get up with you. Well, you telling me you need to get up with me ain't no time like the present. That's what I tell brothers. Right? So, and we got to realize go ahead.
No, I may cut you up. Well, Alonzo, as you deal with finance for a long time, right? And tell me if I'm wrong, right? And I want other brothers and sisters. I want you to ask that question, brother. She check your email and 12 out check email. Well, I want you to come on too, sis, if you want to. I'm gonna ask this question. Let's take the sports out. I don't want to athletics. We're gonna take the athletics out, but I'm talking about majors. Had HBUs had produced our people, with the technology has been developing throughout the years, has they been the forefront of technology and other things right now?
No.
That's my point. That's all I'm saying.
I'm gonna push back. I'm gonna push back there, JT. And you know I got love for you, but the only reason I'm gonna push back there is because they don't get the funding to be at the cutting edge, right? A lot of these schools don't get a lot of money like these other schools.
I'll push that back. I get what you're saying, but like again, before you came here, I know people had worked with HBUs for years. They burned the books, bro. I see. There's the like I said. I remember. I'm not repeating this. My late father has a friend working at Shaw University, and he showed me the book. Okay, I'm like, what's this? They trying to burn the book. He told me decades ago. I'm like, what? He said, I'm telling you. I'm not saying they do it all, but I'm saying like, excuse me, there are money that go to these schools throughout the years. And I know Bill Cosby has been given for years.
Well, yeah, Bill Cosby has been given for years.
For years, even before I was born. I'm born in 1966.
Bill Cosby was given, yeah. Bill Cosby, his whole career has been given to HBCUs.
Another thing, though, we gotta keep it real. Though. A lot of it's not just the HBCUs; it's also the students too. Because I remember when I went to North Carolina A&T, they made us all read this book called "The World Is Flat" by Thomas Friedman. I have it right here in my hands right now. And when I came back to school, because we went up there that summer. And then we started that freshman year. When I came back, no one had read the book. And I was a jock.
Okay.
I was a jock in high school. I played sports. My mother didn't even think I was going to read that book. But I read that World Is Flat book, and it made me understand a whole lot of economics and how I need to get in college and get out of college real quick. And also, and they HBCUs also know about Bitcoin before it blew, and none of us were able to hit that lick like we're supposed to. But they know about some things. And they try to put us on to them, but they don't push it hard enough. They knew where this economy was going. They knew back then. They try to tell us.
I'm just saying that at the end of the day, there are people keep on, and I don't want to keep on hopping on Brother Dion because I don't want to. I'm done. But why y'all blame? Why y'all keep on hopping on Brother Dion? But he took his money to help y'all, Jackson State. While y'all could, well, this is what I'm saying. Why y'all should do it along throughout the decades. He got robbed in his own coach office. All black people ain't good people. I don't care what anybody says. All black people ain't good people. So he laughed. So what?
You want to bring back the Black Ice days? Because I remember watching this documentary called Black Ice, and it talked about all those Hall of Famers that went to HBCUs at one point, and then that stopped. It's a documentary called Black Ice, and that's back when we had all the talent at HBCUs. At one point, we had academic and physical talent. Yeah.
I think what happened with HBCUs, they fell back on academic talent, and then what ended up happening was athletics became such a cash cow Because it used to be a thing when you went to an HBCU as a black person, you were smart. That's why you went to an HBCU. It was the equivalent of going to an Ivy League university.
Yeah.
But now, when integration started, it was like, well, I could go to the black school, or I could just go to the quote unquote best school. And so they'd be like, well, Yale is the best school. Obviously, I have a Yale, bias because I'm from New Haven. But Brown University, right? They go to Harvard instead of Howard, right? To get their law program or what have you. So it ended up diminishing the academia from the HBCUs. But I think a major issue, and I'll acquiesce this to Pastor, was the student body. And I think one of the in the past 2 decades, the biggest thing coming out of HBCUs is the Greek fraternity lifestyle. And it's kind of funny to be like historically black, but everybody who's coming out of these HBCUs is concerned with being Greek. And that seems to be a major issue. So maybe, I don't know, Pastor, if you could speak to that. Oh, he went to go get a sandwich.
You said that because that's who's actually burning the books. It's the I hate to do this, y'all. I hate to blame them, y'all. It's mainly them. It's mainly your Divine Nine Greek separated elitist mentality black people that are running these schools that burn the books. I hate this. I mean, that's really who doing it.
Yeah, look, I say this and I say it again. It's sad that, and believe me, I ain't gonna say I wanted to rant because it was coming. I ain't know when it was gonna come, but it was come. But I got kids. They asked me questions. I heard what the HBUs they recruited me and stuff. But so I supposed to tell them lies? Oh, they good, they historic, they. Well, I mean, really, like, I'm gonna tell them the truth. And anyway, they already know the truth was going on. Like, I had one of them I talked to not too long ago, like a few days ago. Like, yeah, why they treat them like that? I mean, did Jackson State ever won anything? I mean, I'm the only person I knew that it came out of Jackson State that was successful was the late great. There's a few NFL players I'm not gonna say, but the one is the late great Walter Payton. And then you got Mississippi Valley. That's the great Jerry Rice. I'm talking about recent, the last about 40 years. But before that, Eddie Robinson, like over 200, from Grambling that played in the NFL. I mean, I think half of them made to the pros, or they become Hall of Fame. But we talking about another generation, 2 generations before that.
Yeah, that's like coming out of Miami in the '80s for football. That's like you had to come out of Grambling in the early years. But now, like you said, everything has been taken over by big money, and we got to realize these NC2A collegiate athletics is a business at the end of the day. So all of these colleges are going to act in the best interest of their business. There's no charity case. That's why you pay college tuition, right? So, even what they're saying about Dion, they really can't say that because, again, folks are paying. Ain't none of this stuff free.
No.
If this was, a local high school he did, I'd see the outrage. But this is a business. That's why he had an incentive-laden contract that offered him hundreds of thousands of dollars for wins, right? So imagine that he had a losing season and lost every game. People would be like, get him out of here, right? So, since he lost no games, they want him to stay. But
Yeah.
that's the nature of a fan. They're fanatics. So, it's going to be one extreme or the other. Oh, he betrayed black people. Why?
Well,
Because
yeah.
sports? Yeah.
Yeah, let me get this out. 12 hours. I don't. I see the questions that you asked, and then it's up to the brothers. They want to answer that, but this is not like no bashing black men because I'm talking about black people. So when I talk about black people, they put women is included too. They are included too. And I hear horrific comments come from black women too that I've been rage over it too. You got this one woman, a 4 A&M, something like that. That's an HBU, graduated, and come up there naked. Come up there naked. So black women, when y'all gonna talk about that?
Are you talking about the girl at FAMU?
Right. That's HBU.
One
Won't
of
y'all
the
talk
larger.
about that?
It's one of the larger HBCUs.
Yes, it
It's one of the
is.
larger ones. Yeah.
Yes, it is. Yes, thank you, Brother Pat. Yes, it is. So won't y'all talk about that? In all due respect, 12 hours. I love you, sis. But let's talk about that. Well, I'm gonna read it out anyway because I'm still fuming over this. My question is why black people did not support OJ, but they support R. Kelly. I really think it's weird. Anybody want to answer that? We're gonna get this out the way. We're gonna keep it.
I think it's the opposite. I honestly think it's the
Yeah.
opposite. I think we supported OJ and didn't support R. Kelly. I mean, not to throw her question away, but I think her question, I believe it's the opposite though.
And
Yeah, I was going to say that.
yeah, I would
I
say
agree.
this. I didn't mean cut you. I didn't. The thing that we didn't support OJ. It's just that we didn't. It's not the point we support OJ. It's the system. We was talking about the system. Again, let's take the symbol out. Let's put it in the right perspective. It's the system. We didn't really care about OJ. We know he crossed over like that about 20, 30 years, 20 years before that. But it's the
I'm not
system.
black. I'm OJ.
Right. There you go. So we talking about the system. Let me see. Okay, 12 hours said OJ was famous and was a crossover. He was black man. Why did the community split support for him, but the community go for R. Kelly? But Brother Patsy he answered that. So she said you can never take sports when you talk about black and no. Let me 12 hours. I said no. What I did, I take the sports out of this conversation because I want to concentrate at that time of the finance part. We already know about the sports in America. We understand that. So 12 hours. See, I'm not. We see this. Okay. And you know what? And we could say Angela Davis turned her backs on us and she went to feminists. I mean, I could do this all day. And this is facts. Angela Davis had turned her back on us, and she was a feminist. You want to talk about that? Let's talk about that. But we ain't gonna get into that. But no, we ain't gonna get into that. But what I'm saying is that it's deplorable how us as black people we still want to support black devil snakes.
She's saying black people are still saying that OJ actually committed the crime.
We never said it. The country was split. The country. I remember I was in the 3rd grade when that happened, and the country was. I remember.
Yeah, I was in the 6th grade.
I remember as a child how split the country was over that to the point you had 3rd graders, and I'm pretty sure you did as a 4th grader voting. We don't know nothing about no jury duty. We don't know nothing about due process. We don't know what the hell we voting on, but we voting on if he's guilty or not. And all the black kids said that he was not guilty, and all the white kids said he was guilty.
And then it was adults like that too. But the adults, I would say this because at that time was happening. I was married. I just got married. Matter of fact, ex-wife. Unfortunately, but I had to get that out. But we didn't defend OJ. It's just that when he said he innocent, you got to understand we was talking about the system. The system. Ah, about time. The system. What? That's what it was. We didn't really care about OJ. And that's when you see black people say, yeah, yeah, yeah. But mainstream America, it was very slow and direct with it and very deliberate. We got to understand how they played it. But it was a system. So we got to understand that too. And I was part,
Yeah, I think
yes.
that's what the celebration was over the system because, like you said, because OJ wasn't really accepted amongst blacks because he wasn't black.
Wasn't.
He was OJ. So the trial is when he came back to the community like, hey, y'all my people, I'm innocent. And we was just happy that a quote unquote black man, because even though he didn't see himself as black, everybody, including black people and non-black people, saw him as black. And we was happy that a black man was able to circumvent the system, whether we thought he was guilty or not. We were happy that he was deemed innocent.
Got you. Yeah. So that's what it was and everything. And but 12 okay. Well, I hear what you say, sis, but today I don't want to concentrate just one thing. I want to talk about different things today. And I just want to say this, that going into 2022, and it goes for me too, we got to stop being sensitive all the time. We have to see for the truth of what it is, and we have to understand the history of it. And that is the problem of us as a people. Outside the space and definitely inside the space. We don't want to connect the dots. We don't want to follow patterns. We want to see that, oh, this would happen right now. We gotta understand the history of things at times. And if it doesn't change, and the patterns don't change, the only thing it changes is just the time. Just the time we're in right now. But like I said, if it's a steak and rat, it's a steak and rat. We deal with vicious, our people, we deal with vicious people that do not care for us, that the ones that want to do what's right. And I don't care if you young and old. You wicked, you wicked. What's wrong of a person that wants to move up and for opportunity and build generation wealth for the family? Go for black men or black women, especially if they do what is right.
I don't see nothing wrong with it,
I don't
but
either.
again, I guess what it is, the reason people are quote unquote bothered by it is because this school got so much attention, and really that's all it is that it was a bunch of attention brought from the media and stuff, and people don't understand that again, college athletics is a business, right? Because they look at it so much so through the lens of the student, right? Because the students can't get paid, but you sure enough paying $12 for a popcorn, right?
The actually the students can get paid now. They can, like, this whole, the rules have changed so much. This is why this is not technically good for black universities, because the players can now market themselves, and then they don't have to sit out a year. That whole, you transfer and sit out a year, that's gone. You can transfer.
Oh, they changed that?
Yeah, that's changed. Yeah, that's what that whole portal. You keep hearing Dion and the portal players. The portal
Right.
players are players that can leave Alabama, leave Syracuse, leave all these other schools, and start playing directly and start marketing themselves directly.
Well,
Now the marketing thing just happened this year, right?
The laws were changed last year, but we'll see the effect of it this year.
Okay,
Well,
because I was like, that's new.
yeah, but this is the thing about that. I could say this. Let's be honest. These colleges was getting billions of dollars a year. They was marketing students. They wasn't getting nothing. They couldn't wear their jersey. That's when you got the Ed O'Bannon rule and stuff like that. So I understand that there are some of us do not like when the players. They like when the players get paid and stuff. But listen, let me tell. I could tell people this. There are coaches and assistant coaches was getting sneaker deals separate,
Right.
Mm-hmm.
separate. So I feel the money get to the place now. I mean, do we need to sort out proportionally? I agree. Yes. Like the one, like there's gonna be some people who might don't like what I say. Hey, the sports, the one that brings in the money, those the ones should get more money. Now the other ones, any day left, you'll get. But this is what I'm saying. I remember y'all remember the late Lou Holtz, right?
Lou Holtz, man.
Notre Dame. You know how much he was getting a year? 11 million a year.
Back
Not
then,
counting, yeah, back then. Not counting the TV endorsements. We ain't gonna talk about TV endorsements. He was white. This back in the 80s.
but I think they've been flirting with this idea ever since AAU ball because them AAU coaches and them AAU players, there is so much. I think AAU, of course, AAU has more money than high school programs, but these AAU programs are damn near getting up there with small D3 colleges.
Mhm.
Yeah, but isn't a lot of that the parents actually putting money into these AAU
No,
programs?
the booster club is what. So in high school, you have these booster clubs. The booster clubs is parents.
Yeah.
AAU is initially parents put the seeding money in, but investors put the big money in AAU, as far as the Nike deals. Some of these AAU teams are sponsored by Nike, Under Armour, Adidas. It's really crazy. That AAU stuff is different. What they doing around AAU basketball, especially.
All right.
Because
What's
I
up,
think
12 L's?
LeBron James got, they was able to give it through him through St. Mary's, which was a private school. So that's how they was able to funnel that money to him through private school. But if you don't go to a private school, then they can funnel the money to your family through AAU.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, we got welcome 12 Valves up in here. Hi, sis. How you doing? Peace to you and your family.
Thank you. Peace. Thank you to JT for sharing the link on my email. And hello, Pastor and Alonzo and
What's up?
everybody
What's
in
up?
the chat. How are you guys? Good morning.
Doing well, doing well.
And you keep up the good work yourself, 12 I see what you're doing. Thank you. Thank you for the support. As always in channel. Keep it up.
I was just saying, I was just trying to convey in the chat, in the comment section, how, I feel like the support is different when it comes to how we support if we disagree with somebody that we,
Mm-hmm.
like if we decide they're a coon or whatever. Because if I think about the Jeffrey Dahmer situation, right? The white people, they doing movies, they still doing movies about this man. This is a bad guy. And they
Mm-hmm.
are in a way, this slick way, keep making him part of history, and they doing all this kind of nonsense. This man killed black men. I don't care if they were gay. I don't care what they are. They still is black men, right? And then
Yeah.
the way that they turned the table, highlighting him in a way, almost encouraging a repeat of it. You know what I mean? With
Yeah, it's like
us,
worshiping, right?
but if we don't like it, we get mad. We throw you away. That's
Mm-hmm.
wrong. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. I agree.
Like
I
we got
agree.
Jackie Robinson. We got all these people. Why we not continuing doing movies? I remember when I was growing up, we used to always hear about Martin Luther King. They kept doing movies about Martin Luther King. Now in 2022, we got people talking about Jeffrey Dahmer and all this stupidness, all these murderers, these cannibals, all this stupidness. Okay, well, what are the black people highlighting? Because we still have our greats. We arguing over why do we have Black History Month? You're gonna relegate my history to a month? You're not even talking about nothing when we do the month. I mean, it's so frustrating to me. Can we highlight somebody that we respect?
What we do over here?
That's all I'm saying. White people highlight criminals. Come on, they talk about criminals. We got Al Pacino. We got come on. We not highlight. It's crazy to me. That's all I'm saying. It's just really weird how black people will fight over stupid stuff all day, and white people and everybody else, they'll be highlighting even they're criminals. Come on, we know about the cartel. Why do we know about the cartel? Come on, these are criminals.
The United States Bank launders and washes their money. The United States Bank washes their money. That's just all we hear about them. Because if we didn't have a hand in that play, you would not hear about them.
Yeah.
They did the story about Bank of America.
Well, I have to say that real quick. 12 Bells has definitely put her money where her mouth is, because the last time she was up here with us, she mentioned 500 men making a difference. And not one single black man, including myself, has mentioned that. So I got to call a spade and thank her for that. Because like I said, I'm involved with it in a slight way, and I didn't even mention it. And that's an actual movement with boots on the ground of black men who are actually doing things to improve the black community and improve the perception of black men from black men and women and from non-black men and women. So again, kudos to you, 12 Bells, for that. Thank you.
Yeah, and let me say this, brother Yapa. Thanks for coming. For years, you finally came here, and I think you have a book out, if I'm not mistaken. Please support here. I see him on Instagram, and Sister Queen. Thanks for coming. And if you want to come up, brother, please. God knowledge. I know him for years and stuff like that. Always support our people and stuff like that. Stay out of these doggone YouTube. But that's a good brother right there. He for our people. We need to support. We need to acknowledge brothers in this space and sisters in this space that will like 12 vows and Sister Queen and Sister Miss Queen Snow Bunny. I don't know what that means, but we're gonna leave it right there. But we do have sisters that do support the causes and stuff like that. And then for me, I always underrated, always gonna do what I'm gonna do. But that I could tell you one thing about 12 Hours. One time she said, she had been on panels and she had been in the chat that I did things that is unheard of. That I talk about things unheard of. That has happened to black people. Like what I'm going to do. The 12 Hours, she did give me a good idea, and I'm gonna follow that up too. She said, once you take some of the stuff and do preview on that. And that's a good idea. And I'm gonna do that after New Year's too. There is one thing I'm going to do a preview, 12 Hours, and I'm glad you brought it up. How they kill us for our human skin and other people wearing it. I had done it because she was in the chat, and I'm gonna do that 12 Hours. She said to let her know, so I'm gonna preview on that too. And I'm gonna tell you, and I forgot to tell you this 12 Hours, and a lot of people this is a $1 billion business around the world in 12 Hours, and other people in the chat, even in the panel. Do you know this, y'all? I had to peep this out too. I was going through this in November. Do you know they are going on certain parts of the world where we at? Think that for one. Understand that, people. And this going on right now in 2022. So, it does happen. Big Rooster Show. Thanks for coming.
I never understood how you actually sell melanin. I get what they do.
Sunscreen, suntan lotions. You blend it in, you mix it in with you dry it out, create it into a powder paste, blend it in with the lotion, the SPF 50. Stuff
Man, this shit is
like
crazy,
that.
yo. It's really crazy. And what they have done, man, what they have done with the stem cells, right? What they have done with the stem cells is ridiculous. Because underrated talk about Planned Parenthood and Margaret Sanger, and that's how they got their hands on stem cells.
But talking in that, I'm noticing that as a trend with paternity court, where they're highlighting the men's responses to hearing that they're not the father, and showing the pain of the man crying and how nobody supports him. And I think that that needs to be highlighted and addressed with the fact that they're allowing the support to still go to the woman, even though she was lying to the man that he was the father. She knew he wasn't the father. Instead of her get some kind of penalty, she gets the support. They have this right now. It's trending now online regarding paternity court episodes. And they show how the man, he's crying alone. Nobody's saying anything to him. Nobody's giving the woman can find out that's not the father. None of the men, they got 3 men. None of the men is the father. She passes out. Everybody goes to her. That's ridiculous. And they have to just stop. We have to stop this culture. We have to call it out and we have to stop it. That whole culture, it's not okay. We got to stop with this whole thing with the women being free because she's lying. He's telling men that this is the father. He got the guy all involved. He was there cutting the umbilical cord. It's not his kid. It's not his kid. This is ridiculous. And we go hot girl summer. We go, oh, it's okay to be a hoe culture, what? I mean, at what point are people going to just say it's enough? I say 2023. Let's say it's enough. 2023, come in, shut down the bull, because we're not helping anybody. And we got men crying. We got men on display crying. And what is being done?
Thank you. Thank you, 12 for recognizing
that.
And let me say on 12 Vows, if 12 Vows, tell them the story that I bring. It was you, Sheila, and Amanda Gathers, and a few others. And this is on our afternoon. This is another one 12 Vows want me to preview. When this lady in Florida, she stabbed this guy 100 times. He was on disability and hacked him, and she took the axe and chopped him off. You remember
that? It was
that?
Her husband. It wasn't just a guy.
Well, the husband. All right, but it was her husband.
Yeah, that was her husband.
It was her husband. But if you would have seen the chat, I knew 12 of us go off. But as a mother, somebody said something. She just went off. But it goes to show again, our life don't count. I'm talking about us as black men. And but the sad thing about it, right? We got 12 vows and just a few women that willing to speak up what's going on, what she's saying. But there's a lot of hush, hush, hush. And I'm sorry, and I'm being honest. Us as black, I mean, for me, I'm gonna speak on that too.
You do speak on it. That's why I recognize it, because it's you who brought to the attention for me, because I wasn't paying attention. To be honest, it's about young men being molested by women. And I was like, that can't happen. And you said, no, women can rape. And they are talking about that now more, or at least it's on my radar now. Because, like some things are happening and people maybe not necessarily, it's not on their radar because with the men, right? Men who that the situation with the baby father is not he's not the father. A lot of people want to take it as, well, you should be happy. You free, you free, when they're not taking in the emotional component. This guy been with this kid for 5 years and it's not his, or they've been with it longer. They have created a bond that was not reality. It was a lie. And they said, man, you should be happy. You free. That's wrong.
That bond actually,
You're not taking the emotional component that he has involved, and he's invested emotionally.
That bond happens though, even when, a guy takes on a woman who already has kids. I have like this may sound some type of way, but I'm married, so I ain't got a dog in the fight, but I wouldn't personally date a single mother. But I have friends who would and who have, and they get very attached to the child. The child almost becomes theirs. So, I can only imagine the pain of hearing you are not the father, because I've seen the pain when I had a brother-in-law who was dating this girl, and she had a 2-year-old son when they got together. And one thing led to another, and they decided to break up. And he was just like, he had shut himself into this cocoon. And I was like, man, if you don't get over that girl. And he was like, I ain't worried about that girl. I miss my little man. And I was like, what are you talking about? And he was like, my little man. And I was like, her son? And then, like you said, 12 hours. I was like, man, you free. You ain't got to worry about no Pampers or nothing. But he was like, you don't understand. That's my little man. Mm-hmm. And as a black man who hasn't had kids yet, and whose biological clock is ticking at the age of 38, and men, that happens because all men want to be fathers. I don't care what nobody says. That, I don't know. When the child does get ripped from you, you cry for days.
Yeah, and I'm gonna tell you this though too. We gotta talk about men that lost kids that still do not get the safety net or help. Like me, I lost a child with the ex in 2009.
Right.
Okay. I had to get over it. I had to get over it myself. So I know there are other brothers out there. When we gonna talk about that, the trauma with it? Where's the safety net for that? It is trauma.
But I also want to say, yes, it's a lot of emotional trauma, which a lot of Black communities don't like to acknowledge because we deal with so much trauma on a regular, right? That we just learn how to we have escapism going on. So we just try to escape, just try to watch it over, just try to move forward. But what I wanted to say from what you stated earlier was that Black men do matter, but I don't think enough of us make sure we show examples of how that looks. Like when you show an example of a man hearing disappointing news and crying and nobody even bringing a tissue to his tears, we have to let that be known that, okay, this doesn't look like you support this man. This doesn't look like you care. Because a lot of people, they're not paying attention to what it visually looks like. You know what I mean? Like you got to show that, because people are not, they're not necessarily feeling like they don't support, like you might say, oh, you don't support a Black man. You know, enough women out here. And they're like, what are you talking about? I have a man and this and this. I feed him. I do this and that. And you're like, you're not even aware. A lot of people are not cognizant of what is happening to Black men, that they are not being supported in, what areas are not, because it's not something that everybody's aware of. Like I literally did not know that men were being molested by women. It just wasn't something, the concept that makes sense to me. So when you broke it down and was showing these examples of grown women taking advantage of teenage boys, teachers, people that are in influence that you're supposed to feel safe with, their babysitter, their whoever, their aunt. It's like, oh my God, I didn't know. And they started showing it, even with the music industry, young rappers being molested by the grown women. They're giving them money and then they're taking advantage of them. But if a person isn't talking about it, they only see it from a woman's perspective, because it's the women that we always hear, so we cape for her. You know what I mean? We don't look at the man in a vulnerable. We don't even look at him at any age when he's vulnerable. When he's vulnerable, if the mother is bad, she's not feeding him. So we got young males, their moms are strung out on drugs. They're not eating. No one feeds them. Mm-hmm. They go to school. They're hungry. All you can see is maybe aggressive realities. He's expressing himself aggressively, but they don't know why, and they don't explore it because they're like, he got a mom. No one's thinking their mom's not cooking. They're not, because they think moms cook. We see her only in a positive light. If you don't show her in a negative light, who's thinking of her negatively? We don't think the mom's not cooking, the mom's beating up her son, the mom's putting him outside, won't let him in. There's boys that don't even get to come home. The mom lock him out. They lock him out because she's being mean. But no, if no one tells us that, we don't know. We just look.
How many men have? Sorry, continue. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh, that's okay. What did you say, Alonzo? I want to hear it.
So I wanted to actually expound on what you were saying. How many men have actually had? Come on, we're all adults. How many men have had encounters with women who have had specifically their sons, babies, right in the room? Right, that's one negative thing that may add to the hypersexuality. Or why a lot of young Black men act the way we do. Over the past 2 decades, let's look at how often, unfortunately, because of the conditions that they're left in, single Black mothers talk to their sons. They talk to their sons like a nigga on the street. I've witnessed it today with many young Black mothers, specifically to their sons. Now, there's something to be said about that because they're trying to basically toughen him up. It actually came to me. I have a little cousin who said, yeah, nobody can hurt my feelings because nobody can say stuff as mean to me as my mommy. Now, what, 7-year-old boy should be saying that, right? But the reason that she did that is, as a single mother, there is a reality that the world is harsh. And so, prime example, I told my niece, who is a son of 2 twin boys, because she was having relationship issues with men. And I explained to her, well, there is a slight difference. I said, you're a woman. The thing about men is this: even though we have these men's spaces and we ask for men's support, as a man, nobody cares about you. That's the reality of the situation. So this is why, 12 Veils, nobody's talking about men being sexually abused at, 8 years old, as, men being,
no, but underrated people talk about it. Underrated.
Well, no, I understand. Yeah, but a vast majority of people aren't, because for the most part, nobody cares about men, even other men.
The business of YouTube is not based in reality. It's all based in hypothetical, shoulda, coulda, wouldas, gaslighting, things of that nature.
And they want to attack somebody, right? But they don't really want to attack the woman, though, right? Because we're not hearing about the female who didn't cook, right? She didn't cook for the kid. Like that example of the situation where, even if it was a parody, because they was trying to say that wasn't really real, but where the father came with the McDonald's meal for his one son, and then the mother wouldn't let the kid have it because she said, what about the rest of the kids? All of that, it looks negative on the mother, but they're trying to put it on him. He's the father of one child. He's not the father of all the kids. They're not together anymore. It's just outrageous how the people will start caping for the person that's not taking care of their responsibility. If you have all the kids, your responsibility is make sure there's a meal for each one of the kids. You can't try to identify someone that takes the time with one of the kids to be responsible for all of them. And it's like they don't want to have the conversation about it because they just don't want to be bothered. It didn't happen for them, so they don't really care. They don't really care about the kids, and they don't care about who's really managing them, and that's wrong, because we as a culture need to have positive parents. Because even if you're a single parent, you can be feeding your children, dressing them, keeping them in a well, clean, safe environment. It doesn't neglect that just because you're a single parent. Am I wrong?
Not wrong at all.
Yeah, no, not at all.
Let me introduce. Oh my God. Let me
Sheet out there driving.
Yeah, let me introduce. Yeah, come back, brother Sheet. Brother Lion, welcome back. Long time.
It's definitely been a long time. I've been busy with life.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha. Welcome, welcome, welcome. What you got on this, bro? Welcome.
I was agreeing with a lot of points that y'all was talking about, Zach, but also I think a lot of people are not aware, of course. Are y'all aware about the whole agenda thing from like 17, 15 years ago, exactly? A certain agenda?
You talking about the multiple letters?
No. No, it's a color agenda. I think you're probably not aware
Mm,
of it. The
no, I was
scientists.
gonna say I'm not aware. If you can educate me, please.
I think I know what you're talking about, but I just want to make sure. Welcome back, brother She. All right, go ahead, bro.
Also, you where I'm talking about exactly? The
I said I think. It's been a while,
okay.
so
All
enlighten
right.
us, please.
All right, give me 1 second. The scientists made this color agenda. It was in the 1700s, exactly. It's hard to say his name correctly, but he's responsible, of course, and that's the reason why people have been saying this or saying that for years. And I even exposed that on my channel. Truth about racism. Yeah, I have evidence about this, actually, and there's even a video on this person too.
As far as what now?
Oh, the whole the scientists who created this color agenda years ago, just like the whole monkey agenda, of course, that wasn't true. Oh yeah,
You talking about?
Oh, you talk about
I think it was-
evolution.
I think
Yep.
his name is some Vale Mill Discover. Talking
Something
about that
like-
guy?
Yeah, I think that was his. I think that was his name. But the scientist I'm talking about, is like
Yeah.
he's the one who created the color agenda that wasn't even true.
Yeah, because he worked with what's his name? It was a black guy, Boyce, E.W. Du Bois.
No, his name was hold on. I can say his name. Hold on. I can say his name because I think you probably didn't look into it. His name
Well,
was-
it's hard to say the color isn't true when people literally have different pigmentations. Now, I can understand the argument of saying, okay, well, that goes into we're all the same race of people, and I do not believe that is true either.
Well, you got to understand that colorism thing was started for division because everybody was known by their nation. You know, if you were from Russia,
that was a lie. That was a lie by the government and the elites for so many years. And people bought into that lie for so many years.
What lie that you come from a different country so you look different? That's not a lie.
No, the color agenda, the color agenda, the African American thing, that wasn't even true either. That was all a lie.
Yeah,
it was all a lie.
You can call us indigenous people or African American, but our pigmentation, our shade, our mentality, our build is different than those of other races. There's no way around that.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, I want to give you yeah. So can I give you the name of the person exactly who was responsible for that? I'm trying to say, yeah. Thing was JOHANNFRIED Muckenbarg. Try to say his name correctly. But
Johann Frederick Mugglebar.
Yes, yeah, he's the one responsible for this whole color agenda in the 1700s. Yes, he was responsible for all of this. Yeah. If you look into it, there's a video about it. You look it up on his history, you'll see that he's responsible for all this colorism nonsense. That's not even true. Yeah. A lot of people don't even know that.
And also too, I'm gonna shout out to my brother, Eternal, Shango the Eternal. A lot of people don't know about homosexuality, that they are creating hundreds of flags every day around the world. Okay,
What?
and these are facts.
I wasn't aware of that.
Yes, yes. Go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
yeah, I wanted to touch back on that thing what Alonzo was talking about with kids. You know, I mean, it's a big thing for a man to, first of all, even to have that paternity test and find out you're not the father after you've been taking care of a child for 2 to 3 years, maybe even more. have a bond with that child. I mean, I've seen paternity tests where the guy finds out that's not his kid at 16. And, you know, this child is walking around with your full name. He's your junior.
Mm-hmm.
And that's like one of the worst things in the world. And just like you was talking about your brother-in-law, how you have a woman you're dealing with and you come attached to that child. And the crazy thing is, I had one of my friends, Brandon, I was talking with him. He was telling me that he had the stepkids would still call him every day for advice. Call him dad still. Call him every day for advice and, you know, try to get some type of input on stuff and be like, man, no matter what goes on, you gonna always be a father to me because, you know, what you did for me, what you did for my mom. You know, you took my mom out of a whole nother environment, took a mindset different. But when it comes down to it, it's like, you know, most of the time men are just recognized as nobody. Anybody could, you know, help a woman out. So what makes you so special? You know?
Yeah.
And we always get in these type of predicaments, man. And, you know, that's why I say, honestly, it would always depend on the woman. In particular, if I was to, you know, try to choose a woman to deal with from that realm, it would be, you know, from that case. I would have to evaluate that woman, and that would determine whether I'm gonna, you know, be with this type of woman or not. You know, based on her attitude, the way she moves and stuff, especially if she has a kid or don't have a kid. Because at the end of the day, you know, it's always the way that woman carries herself. That was one of the biggest things with my wife, how, you know, she carried herself and her kids were mild and mannerable. Like I dealt with women, some women had just like bad kids. And she might have been a good woman or okay woman to me because, you know, face card value, you show me what you want me to see. You know, I got to actually, you know, go through some tough times of trenches to actually know what really, you know, kind of character you will have. Because, you know, like I always say, people always show you the veil, man. You know, they're not going to show you the real them. They're going to show you that, you know, figment that you want to see.
Yeah. And also to brother Yapa, I want you to reach out to me because I want to do a show men that lost their kids and has not getting no support. And I want to so anybody y'all know anybody, I told my men, I would like to do a show on that for a long. I want to do a live on that. I always want to do a live on that for a long time, and I want brothers to reach out to me so it could be, I ain't gonna say closure, but some understanding because, you know, brother Yape said he lost his baby, and it been over 20 years ago, and I can't
Does it have to
imagine.
be biological?
It'd be good to be biological because usually we be biological. That those are stories don't be talked about. I mean, it could be that way too, but usually biological, you don't hear that many stories.
Yeah, but the ones that are not biological, sometimes you got to understand, you grow so much attachment to those kids, they're just like they're your own. You know, there was a friend of mine who they child the woman that he was dealing with, the child dad, and you know he stopped dealing with the woman, but he had like 15 years in with this woman, so of course, you know, that child was like his son. That's all he knew, and that's all he dealt with. And when it came down to it, hey, he took that pretty hard, man. You know, it had him not working for a while, and people will look at the situation like, man, get over it. But you got to understand, once you invest time and energy, you know, into that child and, you know, helping raising them, getting them to a certain point in life, you look at that child as your own. So if something happens to him tragically, you're not going to say, well, that wasn't my child that died. You're going to feel the type of way because, you know, you was there helping that child ride their bike for the first time. That's like my son and my daughter. You know, with my son, he was 4 years old when I met his mom. I helped him ride. I showed him how to ride a bike, helped him learn how to drive and everything. Helped him get his first car, all that. If something was to happen to him, man.
But that's what I think it's not talked about. But when we generally hear about the father the man not being the father, we are thinking about the children as being a burden We are not looking at it from the point of view that you actually enjoyed being with the child and you was sharing yourself and putting things of value in the child. They just think of the child as, man, whoo, you dodged that, you dodged that, and only thinking of it as, oh, what a burden. Oh, these children are a burden, and you got out, you free, you're not in jail anymore. They're not looking at it as you're actually enjoying the life with the child. And
Yeah.
if people look at like children just a burden, and they're looking at it as a task that you want to be free from. I can't wait till he's 18. Let him be 18. Oh, 18 to I'm in prison for these years, because most people state that. They say, I'm on child support. I can't wait to get off. They're not looking at it as, hey, I got this person, they're athlete, and it's because of me, my support. I go to every game, and you're happy because you're not looking at that side, because people are not paying attention to it, and that's wrong. And that's how we're disassociating your feelings to this person, because we're looking at children only as being a burden, especially
Yeah.
financial burden. They're not looking at it as you actually have fun taking them to play ball in the park. They're not looking at any fun stuff. They're not looking at it that you actually enjoy this kid. Like, you're actually building a relationship. They don't look at the relationship that you build with the child, because they still look at the child as overall a burden that you don't want to be bothered with. They're taking away your independence, and they're taking away your fun. Like, this is somebody that's annoying you. And every man is not annoyed by the kids. But we don't watch
No.
that man. We don't look at the man that actually enjoys being with the kids. We only think of Santa Claus.
Well, I'm gonna tell you that my story. I told this on my. I said this in the past, even 12. I was with the ex, not the one who was married, but the one after. She had pain. We went to the hospital. I know she was pregnant and everything. And kind of found out she lost. It was a son. She had to do the proceeding, do the son. Do you know that the nurses did not want to let her tell me that was my son? I mean, I was the father and everything. They were, oh, yeah, they didn't want to let me know nothing. And I remember she said, like, he is the father. He needs to know now. If you're not going to tell him, I'm going to tell. And I remember the doctor, the one doing the procedure, he needs to know. I was hearing all this when I was working when I was waiting in the waiting room. So we have to understand there are even people in the medical field still don't think man ain't worth shit. And I heard this. I did not, because I remember I called my late mother and tell her about it and everything. She said everything gonna be all right, babe, and the stuff. That's when I just heard about it. And the most painful thing that the ex, she no longer here. God bless her. She said, "I'm sorry to lose your son." I said, "You don't get this. I'm sorry." And it was usually when they go to proceedings, they take her like on a freight elevator, and then you have to travel on the elevator and they wait. But what the doctor had done, he heard what's going on too. He said, "I promise you, Mr. Thomas, they're gonna be fired, and here's my number, because it should not be around." And come to find that they was feminists. So picture she go through that as a woman. I don't know. I'm not speculating. Then she go. I said, "You can walk." I said, "I can walk." And then she just say, you name." I remember we took the cab. We had to take care of some things. And she said, "I want you to name him." I said, "I'm naming little JT." Said, "That's what is little JT. We took care of some business." And I remember we get to the house, and I'm not saying it's just a saying. I remember all the time. She said, "How do you feel?" "I'm hurt and everything." No. And then I said, "I'm all right." She said, "Listen, I'm your woman and everything. You could tell me." I said, "Look, you gotta understand. They gonna make sure you're okay. It's fine, but for me, it's like that." And I remember that she got on the phone. She called her family first. Then she said, "I don't want to talk to you because you'll talk some dumbness and everything." And I remember she got on the phone. She said, "Mommy, I'm sorry." and stuff like that. Hold on for 1 second, please. Hold on.
But I think that's just the main thing is for us to not only say that we support Black men or men in general, but also remember and speak about all of it, all that it entails, because we're missing it by not expressing the fact that, and we know because women, they take the kids from the man to hurt them. So overall, people know that the men are attached to the children. These women, they get the kids, they try to take them out of state. That's why they started making a law and make it against the law to take the kid out of state. And they take it as kidnapping. Because a lot of these women, they try to take the kid down south to somebody, trying to keep that kid from that man. They're trying to stick it to him hard. They know it's hurting his heart. They know. So we know that it matters to the men. But I'm saying we don't want to really highlight the fact that they can't, because we want to make them monsters.
Yeah, but let me get back to the song, finishing up. So when I was with them, right, and I met my second old sister, she said he don't count, and that's when she said, "What do you mean he don't count? What do you mean your brother had lost his son? Do you understand?" I said, "Whoa, don't worry." So my late mother, got on the phone, had to read her rights and everything. But it actually let me know that that's us, man. We go through. And I remember 2009 that at that time, me and my second old sister, we wasn't talking for a while over that. And so to think back now, there are men out here that are losing kids. Some of them don't even know. That information is not being told, not being said. I heard it, and in my own way, I pressed it. They ain't want me to know about they ain't want to let me know the conversation. They ain't want me to be part of nothing. I was none but an L to them. So imagine, I'm talking about 2009, even beyond that, even before that. What do you think they're doing right now? And that's why you find a lot of these men out here, they don't want to have no kids. They don't want to have no family. They don't want to do nothing. But I would tell them, man, I said, yo, don't let the system get you, because I stand firm with that. Does it? I mean, little JT, do it go? Do my mom miss little JT? It goes every day. Damn, 2009, 2000. Even about teenager now. But the one thing they cannot take from me, he's still in me. He's my guardian angel. So I gotta fight.
I want to thank 12 Veils again, actually.
Hold on for a second. You gotta keep.
Okay. I want to thank 12 Veils actually for adding an additional perspective that I think a lot of people didn't look at. Because it's ironic, I was watching a bunch of paternity court over the last couple of days on YouTube, and it was like a lot of "You're Not the Father" compilations. And I watch them for entertainment, obviously, but there is an entertainment aspect to it. But I think often because we're given that view of it for entertainment, it's usually the father's denying the child and acting as if the child is nothing but a burden. But there were very many cases where I saw, 2 and 3 guys who were all like, "Nope, I'm the daddy. I don't care. If it ain't mine, I'm still the dad. I'm going to be there. That's my baby." And I've actually seen probably more instances of that, just because of the sheer number of people involved who ended up not being the father. Many of these cases, it was 3 or more men. And however you feel about that is how you feel about that in terms of people's sexual prowess. But um, I think it's there is something to be said about that, right? Like these guys do grow shit. I grow attachment to my nieces and nephews, so just I can imagine you grow attachment to your quote unquote stepchild or what have you,
But
or if
yeah, but let me say, but Alonzo, I get what you're saying, and when we hear those stories, and I'm not negating what you're saying. You're right, but we hear those stories, and it's horrific stories. But what about the man when he right there with that woman, and he lost his child right then and there? Again, I'm not taking another away from the woman because that is another dynamic another dynamic of a woman that you never will understand. That is pain, brother, that stays with you for the rest of your life. And even I always talk about the system that don't even think that you were supposed to understand. Nah, man. That's why I go hard. That's why if people don't even know, I have to mute my mic because I broke down in tears. Because it hurt, because it still hurts. So that's why I be telling brothers, advocate for your kids, man, fight for it. Because I even had the homies knew they was their kids.
Man, the first time somebody ever
No, no,
laughed
no,
at
let,
me,
let, 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 let me finish. I'm gonna let you rock it. Let me get this out. I see if I had Peach I grew up with that know what they was their kids, and they pay child support. And you know what happened? The court still denied him not to see him. Oh, you cannot see him because just a few feet. Daddy, when I going to see you? I don't know. And you see the pain and what they have to go through. So I said this, that my part of my vision, I gotta fight for that. And if people don't like it, and I know some brothers don't even like in this space, fuck y'all. Fuck y'all. And if these women don't like what I says, fuck y'all. Because it's happening often and often and often. There are black men are dying, they are dying broken hearts. When we gonna talk about that? You go ahead, brother Pass. I didn't mean to cut you off, but I had to get that out.
oh no, you fine, you fine, bro. But one of the most disheartening things I can say about these spaces is first time a brother ever laughed at me on a panel is when I broke down about my personal child and my struggles of getting my personal child. When they laughed at that changed my, not that I even should have even came in this space to even have these conversations, but that really changed how I viewed brothers.
I think I was around for that. Well, not that particular panel, but that situation.
Yeah, you know what happened, and I will never forget that as far as my internet interaction because that was dear to me, and they laughed at me. So I said, you know what? I got one for you niggas. And that is how black men, that's unfortunately how black men end up turning on each other. Because when we have some of the most dearest things to our heart, we try to talk to brothers about it. You got some brothers that'll laugh at you. And that creates a monster. Do you know how angry that makes a man to laugh at him when he's in pain? You create a monster. You create somebody that you create someone. All this trolling they say I do, they ask for it. They ask for it.
Yeah, no, I can definitely understand in circumstances like that where shit gets real. And I think that comes back full circle to what JT is saying about support, right? There's very few places that, get um with substance that get support. we'll support talk about strags all day, but we don't particularly talk about, you know, um, actual uh, substantial things, right? And initially, my coming into these spaces was that I was like, oh, it's a panel of black men, hopefully talking about something other than the latest Lil Wayne verse. So, I ventured in. I understand, mating and dating and relationships, uh, but as black men, there are other areas of pain as well, just like paternity, even though that technically is mating and dating and relationships, but still, that is a big emotion, right? Period. Like, even when there isn't a child involved and you find out, your woman is uh, dealing with three other guys, right? Then you're like, oh, I'm hurt. But they tell you, you shouldn't feel no type of way, just move on. And there's something as a man to be said about that because we kind of expect women to move on. And how often do women stay as opposed to leave after being cheated on? But that's neither here nor there to my point. I think we can have more substantial conversations, right? Um, and then even putting ourselves in two positions to create spaces of support, right? So ultimately, it does come down to things like economics, but it comes down to things as far as pasta and your worms and worm casings, right? But why isn't there another brother who you can deal with to get the bins to hold your dirt for your worms? And why isn't there a brother that you're getting your dirt from? And then why aren't y'all coming to me to set up your buy-sell agreement? And then why aren't y'all going to, 12 Veils to be your accountant? And then, you know what I mean? I don't know if you're an accountant of 12 Veils. If you are, that's ironic. But, why aren't we connecting each other? Because there's men in these spaces who have professions and we all have these circular conversations, but let's come up with an actionable plan, brothers.
Because they're of their favorite word to use, weird. They call everybody and everything weird. When it came down to my worms, I was weird. But then a couple of months later, Roundup comes up and tells us how Roundup has been causing very bad products, been causing very bad health issues to people, especially in lower economic areas, with the runoff of Roundup and pesticides and into the water streams, into our own playgrounds and yards where the children are supposed to run and play and fall down and be happy at. But they got mad at me when they said I was weird when I brought up the worms. I said if we use the worms, we can grow the ground and create good soil without using pesticides, and our children can fall down, drink the water, drink out of water fountains and water hoses, and not get sick. But no one wanted to have that conversation.
But I also think that people too often in too many platforms, they don't allow the person first to be heard, right? So we heard that there was pain, right, on the panel. We hear it, we say that's messed up. That's number one. So acknowledge that it was something that went down that was wrong. Some people, they hear something, they want to pass over it, or because it didn't happen to them, they don't want to deal with it. You got to allow a person to speak their truth. And a lot of young people today, with the alphabet people, they allow them to speak about their truth, and they have all these little things that are healthy, right? It is healthy to share your experience, but you don't have to have had the experience to allow a person to share their experience. Let them share their experience. Let them talk and let them be free, and let them ask if they want advice, because sometimes a person shares the experience and they don't want advice because it happened and it's over. They'll move on their way. But we don't. A lot of platforms don't let that happen either. They want to give advice. Well, you shouldn't have dealt with her, or don't deal with her. If they've chose to forgive whoever, that's them. It's their story. Let them have their story and share their experience. Because we're all. That's when you see that they're not allowing people to be individual. They love we group each other too much, and that's what's stupid. Because we are experiencing things differently. Everybody's not experiencing it the same. And we don't have the same viewpoint, right? So if we allow panels to have people with different viewpoints, instead of everybody be okay with status quo. See, this is the problem, because everybody's not rolling the same. Just like Pastor talking about worms. You got people who like pesticides, people that like worms. Like me, I wanted to have a natural pregnancy. I had my birth natural. There was no hospital, no medication. I had a midwife deliver my child. That's different from a majority of women. Talking about epidurals. I did not have an epidural. There was no medication involved. There was not going to be any medication because it's a natural pregnancy. But people too often want to talk about everybody. Like we all having it in the hospital. We all getting that blanket with the little stripes. That's not happening for everybody. We have to allow people to share with their and not feel no kind of way. Because see, some people they get mad because then they in their own mind they say, "Oh, he think he better. She thinks she better." Because so what? She did that. That's that in stuff going on. Now we getting ignorant. Just know that Black people experience different things. We got people lived in a farm. We got people live in a city. We got people that have high incomes, and we got people that don't have incomes at all. People that are sickly, people that are not. And we have to allow this to be a part of the conversation because we are having different experiences. We are, okay? And too often people want to act like everybody gonna get, but this is something else that I think is interesting. We will show a woman that can't identify who her father is, regardless of the situation, but we don't really tag her as a cheater. Isn't she a cheater? That she can't figure out through a one calendar year, one calendar month, how many men she slept with? That she can't figure out the window of conception? That's a cheater. But we don't call her that. If you notice, they don't tag her as a cheater. They don't even tag her in the most negative view. When they do with a man, that man will be something that you don't even want to consider to be fit to date anymore. But they're not putting that on the woman because there are men that are still interested in having sex with her. So you got to see that the playing field is not fair because there's still people that's interested and people that they like to say, well, you can't save her, but they still want to have sex with her. They say you can't save her, but then they still want to have sex with her. She got 5 kids and you still find sexy. You looking at her behind. They said, but she's got a fat ass though, but she's got a fat ass. She's demonstrated that she has bad qualities. She makes poor decisions. So you should already know not to mess with her. It shouldn't be a conversation of, oh, I don't think you should date single mothers. What is the problem with that? If you see that she's demonstrating she's choosing things bad, she's not making decisions. You have one child that you have a hardship with, that you're having trouble with. How do you get more kids? Did you not learn? You have to talk about those things. That you have hardship. Why are you making more children? Why are you giving yourself more problems? You already know that this is complicated. You made yourself have a hard bed to lie in. Why the hell are you still making the same bed? That means there's something mentally wrong with the person. You already see the red flags. Let's really talk about red flags and stop playing these games. You already can see that some people obviously have demonstrated they have poor thinking. They think poorly and they make poor decisions. How do we help that?
Real quick. A lot of that, though, came from, I guess, in the late 60s, when the idea was you did have an epidemic of single mothers, probably late 60s, early 70s, right? And what they would do is they would get another man, and the reason for the additional babies was the idea was, okay, I came to this with a baby. Let me get pregnant real fast and give this man a baby so that the likelihood is he'll stick around and take care of the other baby. Now, I don't know what happened in between there, but like you said, some poor decisions happened and they started making it complicated on themselves. I didn't want to. I'm sorry to cut you off. Please continue. I just wanted to add that little bit of perspective.
No, it's totally fine. I'm just saying we have to allow the people to share their experience, and we don't have to feel like we have to give them advice or have to share their experience. You have your experience having a baby in the hospital. I have my experience having it by midwives. She has her experience having it in the water. However, it is, but just know that it's varied. We have varied experiences, and it's okay. You know, we're all black. Doesn't take away our black card. That's another thing a lot of black people like to do. Take away somebody's black card. If you don't know who DMX is, or if you don't know who this person is, it's ridiculous. And I don't like that they do that they take the time to try to make you belittle you from your black experience just because you haven't shared the same one as someone else. I think that's immature.
And what's so crazy about it is we'll turn around and be, oh, there's a social credit system coming. There's a social credit system coming. Well, black people, we have been running the most strenuous social credit system known to mankind, even before China, even through our universities. Look at the social credit system that they're trying to put on Deion Sanders right now. That's social credit. They're trying to take his black social credit away from him. This is a social, like, we can't sit here and complain about the future and what's coming when we are creating it ourselves and with our own people.
I agree.
It's nothing but a social credit system. You can't make money, you can't travel, you can't go here, you can't go there if you don't pass the social credit system of black people. Your black card, if your black card gets taken and you have lost your social credit with black people, and losing your social credit with black people is losing money, is losing advertisement, is losing proximity, is losing engagement, is losing everything off of a social ideology rather than
Shit, it's losing your life. If you think about it, bro, right? For example, let's look at it in a smaller aspect. Look at it in the hood, right? And so you can't go certain neighborhoods or certain places in certain neighborhoods. Bro, I live in New Haven, Connecticut. When I was 17 years old, there were 17 funerals for dudes in my neighborhood in one summer because we were warring with dudes in an adjacent neighborhood. This is a city with a population of 131,000 people, bro, right? In comparison, when I lived in Brooklyn, right? Brooklyn is a population of, I believe, 3.5 million people, right? So obviously, I'm sure there was a larger scale of funerals in, that summer in Brooklyn just for the sheer amount of people. But I digress, right? So, but the problem is in the hood, we was copying off a Dipset. So we was running around with bandanas and blase blah and, all that. So I'm assuming the same thing was going on in New York. So that adds to your validity of saying that we have had this astronomical social credit system. Let's look at the fact that in the hood, right? What are all the hood stories about? Oh, this drug dealer, he was a legend. Big Meech, he was a legend in the hood. Meanwhile, Neil deGrasse Tyson wasn't a legend. My cousin, Gus Greenlee, who he was a gangster, but he also owned the Negro League Pittsburgh Pirates, wasn't a legend, but he did positive things. But, Jay Wu, who sold crack out in the 1980s and had a Mercedes Benz and went to jail and didn't do like the Colombian cocaine cartel and hide money and life insurance or leave any assets for the community or his people. He's a legend, right? Not the kid who went to college. Think about how many parties we have because my homie came home. If you don't know what came home means, that means that they've returned back to normal population from being imprisoned for whatever Free My Nigga Little Rara got locked up for this time. So there is also something to be said about the things that we value, and that lies heavily upon the men, right? Things like the women having all these babies, right? But who do we praise? The men who go and have these babies with them, even if it is a small percentage. Instead of praising, like I got a homeboy who has 3 kids, right? He also owns 2 businesses. He was talking with another constituent of ours, and he was talking about an attractive young lady. And he, yo, son, you gonna know when I hit that. And the other constituent was like, you got 3 kids and own 2 businesses. Having sex with this one girl, it's gonna be life changing, ain't it? Right? Obviously, he was saying that in sarcasm, but I think what is the onus is on is men. We got to start shaming those men for doing those things, right? And then we won't have a nation of babies who hate the ladies who create the babies, to quote Tupac. But um, I think that's valuable as well. Not diminishing what 12 Veils is saying about the decision making, but the leadership and the decision making comes from men. And a lot of these women are raised in single mother households. So they're only replicating what they've seen, as opposed to, even when these situations, often when the guy isn't the father, but he sticks around, just the near fact that he is around is a benefit. And I think that's often what women are looking for, is to put their child in the best possible position. Again, personally, I won't date a single mother. Luckily, I don't have to worry about that. But I'll stop there.
And I think that's good to have that dynamic, where a person feels that they have enough options that they don't have to. Because you got men who will say, "Well, what women don't have a child," and they start talking about the female, her body count, and this and that. Because I had just recently saw a video where they was talking about by the time the girl is 25, she's already had 30 partners, and they were talking about how this is ridiculous. But then I said, because there's a conversation going on, but it's on social media, and I said, but we sexualize our children by before 10 years old. You got them twerking and everything else. What do you think is gonna happen? Like these kids, they get in middle school, they start having sex, whatever. They're doing these things because they have normalized it, but they don't talk about the whole thing about the next stage of that. If you have unprotected sex, you could get pregnant. Pregnancy is going to result to this. This is what's the stages, so people can make informed decisions. And I think that's another major thing. We don't talk about the whole thing so that people can really make informed decisions, because a lot of people, they get this feeling they never had. They didn't know it was going to be like that. And then they go down this road that everybody feels like you should already know, though, because this is the same stuff over and over. Why are we still? You would think it, but it's because they don't know. They're not informed, and that's what really people got to understand. You so informed, you don't realize what people just don't know. Like a lot of people don't know about criminal justice. They do not know. Who's at fault? I feel the person that knows is at fault because you knew and you didn't choose to tell people, because you got an edge. And that's why I go right back to the beginning of this topic in this program about is whoever got it is gonna eat it. Oh, I'm so sorry for that noise, guys. Let me take this off. Sorry.
Plug it up.
Burning the
Plug it
bacon,
up.
burning the bacon.
Yeah, but plug it up. Let me get this in, y'all. Peace to Prince PA. Thanks for coming. I sent a link to you. Sheep Stay Sleep TV, better known as the spoken truth. Yes, I'm calling. Congratulations, the brother on YouTube reached 800,000, and I just want to let you know, we've been in wars together. That is my day one brother. That's family. Anybody would eat off this family and Sheep Stay Sleep. That's my brother from Brooklyn. And so I just want to let you know I'm proud of you, brother. I'm proud of you that let me into your vision. And I'm just so proud of you because you came a long way. See, this is the thing that I want us black men also think about too. Sometimes our path is not the same, but the flight is the same. Let me repeat that again. Sometimes the path is not the same, right? But the flight is the same. And I want to thank She Stacy. And what I'm going to do, I always dedicate you something. We're going to dedicate today of my brother She Stay Sleep TV of the work that he done, and it's pay homage to you. And I appreciate, brother. I love you. Yes, I do love I do love my brother that I know that is great. And brother Prince, I send an email to you, brother. She Stay Sleep. If you want me, send you the link to come on the panel. You be more. I'll be more than happy to do that. We got brother Prince. And before you go say anything, brother Prince, you have to let me know when it's a good night to do it and everything. Because brother Prince did confirm that I'll be doing a chop up, but I couldn't hear you, bro. I don't know. YouTube is like silence. I don't know. I'm just kidding. No, but shout out to brother Prince. You can come in, but She Stay Sleep if you want to
What it
come.
do?
Yeah, brother. She Stay Sleep if you want to get on the panel, let me know in the chat, and you'll be more than happy. So we're gonna dedicate today the live of my brother She Stay Sleep TV made 800,000 views. And let me explain to y'all, that is not easy in these YouTube streets when you bring for what's right. And I vouch for this brother, and I vouch for him and everything. So shout out to you, love you. All right, let's get back to the show. This is Morning Real Talk. This is part 46. Your channel Underrated Darkness. Yours truly, the number one grinder. We got brother Pastor, brother Alonzo Hall, sister 12. No, let me no. They run it back. Sister 12 Val, brother Pastor, brother Alonzo Hall, brother Prince, brother Lion. Thanks for coming. Then we have brother Sheet. We here. Hope you come back. Let's keep the conversation going because I ain't gonna be here that long. I got things to do. So, but let's keep the conversation going. Again, shout out to She Stay Sleep and brother Prince, and let me know when it's a good time that we can do the chop up. All right, let's keep it going, y'all. Let's keep it going.
Yeah, peace and blessings to all the content creators on the panel. We already know that. Black folks has been running the social construct for a long time. We've been demonically anointed with that social constructs and slavery. So yeah, anything we do good, the people, the so-say people with clout, or you say the credit score holders, will tell you that's wrong. But now you got to flip that. Whatever a nigga say ain't no good. Whatever a nigga say ain't no good. It's good. Whatever a nigga say ain't no good. That is good ain't no good. So you already know it. It's flipped. So if you're doing something, some nigga give you advice. Hey man, I give perfect example. No diss to the brother, but I told the brother, man, I did my numbers, man. Certain content that I like to do, but it doesn't get to me the respect that I get when I talk about real shit. And the audience pretty much showed me what I do. Well, nigga said, no, you need to continue doing what you've been doing. I like that. Well, I know you like it, brother, but the masses don't like it. So I have to go on and do what I do. And, I do it every now and then. I might do 15 minutes of it now. I just do clips of it now. I ain't doing no whole long time show. That's how I got to go. And that's how I got to go in the game. You got to do what's right, what makes sense to the universe, not what makes sense to niggas. You understand? And it is what it is. And I'm saying niggas me. I sure ain't saying niggas for no term of endearment, because if I respect them, okay, what's up, brother? What's up, good? I call you a nigga. I ain't giving you no respect. Unless we just some homeboys in the cut. I don't know you call you nigga. I don't respect you. So, because I don't think anybody I've been talking to on this panel I ever called a nigga to. So that, because I respect you.
And take
So,
this thing
I think the problem is with us.
I can mute it.
We've been conditioned, and you just got to take that conditioning chip out your head and put in another chip in there, which is knowledge and knowing what's really going on out here, then you be good to go. Man, I gives a hot dig the damn what some nigga talking about, you know.
Nah, that's real. Definitely, but that's why we have these types of panels and have these conversations on building. And again, I think 12 Veils brought up, an interesting topic that does need to be touched on, which is, like she said, that emotional, void that's left in a lot of men, which is, even the it is a traumatic experience finding out, oh, you are not the father, and you built this bond with this kid, and now, you know, like you said, it's 2, 3, 5, 7, 10 years. It's still hurt, right? And like you said, there, everybody gives. Even like you see the Maury show. I've tested 15 men. And none of them are the baby daddy. But the reason the guys are still willing to have sex is they're not thinking that they're going to have a child. So it's still a bad decision on the guy's part too. To even see, okay, this woman is making bad decisions, and she's fertile. I'm gonna go ahead and take my chances anyway. But go ahead.
Yeah, because subconsciously, if you subconsciously you want a child with her, if you run up in her without the protection, from the ejaculation, right? Yeah, you subconsciously want a baby with a nigga. These niggas be wanting these kids, man, because you ain't gonna mess with them. You don't want them. I mean, last time I checked, I know sex education been shut down since 1996. Okay, I predates that in 1980, in 1992. They showed you what it was. I already knew, but when you see what it do, when they show you that projection, that PowerPoint presentation, and you realize, okay, man, you're a human being. You see that this animal stuff works, all right? That means yours work too, unless you go to the doctor and they say it doesn't work. 9 times out of 10, you work out here. You 99.9% chance you ejaculate in a woman, and you hit her egg. You understand me? She's going to get pregnant. All right? It's that simple. That's some of these Negroes thinking they sterile or thinking they ain't, and they go up in these chicks and thinking they dodged the bullet or whatever. So I don't even bother. Nigga lay down with a chick without a condom, nigga. You want a baby with that woman, nigga. Let's stop it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's true.
That's true. Brother Prince, while I got you on here, thanks for the compliment. When we could do the chopper on my channel, bro?
Oh man, when you be Thursday?
Thursday night, not my time, 10:35 p.m.
Yeah, I do it.
Good. So that's confirmed. I'm gonna set it up for Thursday. You're here right now. So the game show will come to the Darkness Round Table Thursday night. Our brother Pierre will bring the game show at 10:35 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Again, 10:35 Eastern Standard Time, Thursday night. Don't miss it. Y'all want to hear the game show? I know people around the space. Well, oh, what's the game show? The game show. The game show will be at the Darkness Round Table. You're gonna hear something that you never heard before. So y'all, I'm just letting you know. I'm gonna set it up later on. I'm gonna send Brother Prince the show, and also I'm gonna send the link that he get on too. It's going down Thursday night, 10:35 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The game show will show up at the Darkness Round Table. So let's keep it going. Well, anybody that want to add on, please do.
Oh yeah, man, it's gonna be definitely a fireworks type of show.
I just feel blessed to have had all these brothers, even Sheep Stay Sleepy. Sheep Stay Sleep TV, underrated. Kings of Lion, Alonzo, of course, Prince, underrated. 12 Vows, I ain't seen you over there, baby, but I've been blessed to have all y'all brothers on my channel before, and my channel is a different channel because we don't play we're not necessarily. We have fun. We joke. We try to be comedic, but we're not manosphere. Uh, we try to keep it real. At one point, we were to build a sphere, but I realized brothers didn't want to build quite yet, so I took the builder sphere down, and we just try to keep it real. So we the realest sphere until we can get to be in the builder sphere, like we originally wanted to be.
Okay, I can deal with that. You're pretty straightforward over there. You know, we get into back and forths and heated arguments and keep it cool. So you know, I'm with that, man. You know, you know what my channel is about. You know,
Well, I'm about to start
so
a third channel. It's gonna be called Knives, Gold, Silver, because I've been doing a lot of research on knives. Knives, black men need to get into knives because not to hurt each other, but because knives have a resale value that are so high. There's an in particular knife called, so we have obsidian in this space, right? Did you know that obsidian knives are some of the most expensive knives in the world? It's a rock, right? You can shave that black rock down into a knife. And it's one of the strongest, best knives you will ever have. You talking about iron sharpens iron? Forget all that. Forget steel. Forget iron. You talking about obsidian rock knives they're going off the shelves right now. White boys are selling these black knives because obsidian rock is black. So these white boys are selling these obsidian knives for $400, $500, up to $7,000, $20,000 for the knife.
So knife is a new commodity now, huh?
yeah, well, it's always been because not only does it have resale value, right, but it has tactical use. If ever there is, you know, an Armageddon, yes, we want to rack up on bullets, but we also want to rack up on knives for utility, right? Not only is it good for protecting yourself and your family if you have to hunt and kill or protect yourself from, you know, outsiders, but it also provides utility, things like skinning, cooking, preparing meals, chopping wood, you know, cutting twine, you know, cutting leather, you know, literally roughing it like the olden days, right? You had to have a knife. That's why, you know, I used to walk around. Well, shit, the reason I got shot because I was about to pull out my knife. You know, and I used to carry a buck knife. I don't know. Well, you could go to Walmart and get it. I had the one with the black and chrome handle. I think it's still like $17, which is ridiculous, but it's a hunting knife. But I also used to keep a Winchester knife with a gut hook.
Yeah, a Winchester knife too. But you know what? And that's the thing about it is like, I think like Coco was saying, like too many times black men in any type of knife. That's why I try to get away from guns and say knife, right? And it still gets tied to violence. And I get what you're saying, like your knife, you need your knife in a violent situation. But like you said, knives have such a high resale value because they can do so much, right? I work in medical, right? I don't carry scissors. You know why I don't carry scissors? Because I realize trauma shears, what they call them, can't cut through everything. But I can pull out, but I got a knife that I know will. So when you come in there and you're all messed up from a bad accident, arm was broken, we need to really get to your body. I don't rely on scissors. I will whip out my knife and cut all your clothes off of you and see what's going on with you. Because that knife, I'm telling you, man, like knives, I'm not obsessed with knives, but I know the importance of a good knife.
Yeah, like you said, the utility. There's so many more uses besides, you know, stabbing somebody up. You got, you know, like I said, besides like hunting, you need a knife to cut certain pattern, to cut leather, right? To cut vegetables, right? To you can use it to dig a ditch, right? As a shovel.
Slice and dice.
A shovel is technically, see, I was going to ask people because I was going to do a live stream on this when I talk about knives. Is a shovel Is a shovel a knife? It cuts into the ground and it picks up dirt. Is a shovel a knife?
Shovel is a shovel.
Yeah,
A shovel is a shovel, but is it under the umbrella of knives? Because you can throw a shovel and then it's a spear.
Yeah, but it's more dull, right? Technically.
Nah, shovels. If you get a good
Well, yeah,
shovel,
you get
it
the.
depends
you
what
can
kind
keep
of
them
shovel you
sharp.
get.
Yeah,
If you get a snow snow shoveling shovel, it may be flat at the head, but that's a sharp flat to go on into that snow or onto them leaves. And if you get a digging ditch, it comes more to like a triangle, right? And Prince, he a country boy. You know what I'm talking about? A digging shovel comes more into like of a triangular head.
Yeah,
Like a
I've
knife.
seen them yeah, I've seen them yeah, because I've seen them military shovels they be having. Yeah, they're very sharp. Almost look like the doggone, yeah, they're very sharp. Almost look like the little logos they be having on them, the stripes, whatever they have on. Yeah, it's very, very, yeah. I've seen them. They look like a weapon, but it is a shovel. But it's
My
multi-purpose.
My granddaddy had a garden shovel. A big, long handle garden shovel. That thing was cast iron. That thing and it can go through any damn thing.
And I
Well,
can't.
yeah, I get. Is an axe a knife or a sword?
Axes. Axes.
Axe is
Yeah,
a
axes.
you have an axe and a hatchet. A hatchet is more handheld. An axe is more long handle.
Yeah, chopping trees, the axe, right?
Hey, y'all ever watched this show called Forged in Fire? Because see, this is something black men need to get into is knives and knife crafting, like you were saying, Pastor. Because those things not only do they have resale value, but they have utility.
Do you know what he sells those knives for on that in particular show? His knives go for a grand, and his average cost of a knife is around $5,000.
Damn.
Yeah, because he
And niggas is buying them shits.
Yeah, because they fresh made shit.
No, they're forged. They're forged and freshly made. So we talk about forged. I mean, we really need to get into this kind of stuff. A forged hatchet or a forged axe. Do you know how long it will last?
Yeah, probably 100 years.
Well, exactly. Exactly. Like there's some forged, there's some forged axes and handles that our grandfathers and great grandfathers used to work with that are still around. The heads of those axes are still around.
Yeah, because the only thing probably gonna get weak is the wood, right?
Is the wooden handle, yeah. It might rot, but the metal head and the handle is probably still around.
Well, brothers, I got it. I got aside to end it, but I gotta take care of some business. So this is how we gonna do this. 12 Vals, you gonna make your last remarks. Brother Law, you gonna make your last remarks. Brother Lonzo Hall, you gonna make your last remarks, and Brother Prince gonna make your last remarks. All y'all gonna stay here and make my last remarks, and we gonna close this out as a family.
Well, I want to thank you so much for having me on the panel this morning. I had a great time talking to everyone. And with my last remarks, I just want to say that we should allow everyone to share and speak their truth. Don't feel like you have to add anything to it. Let them share what they want to share and acknowledge that you hear it. Let's be quiet. Let's listen to them, acknowledge, actually hear them, and learn about them. Learn about the people that you're being encountered by. And I appreciate meeting all of you. And I look forward to another one later, guys.
Thank you for pulling up, sweetheart. I'm sorry I had to bring up the knives and stuff, but thank you for pulling up.
All right. Okay. Who's next?
So I'll go next. I like to keep it short and sweet, but I'm gonna go a little bit longer today. I think we touched on some poignant topics. Let's keep this support going. Let's keep things like this going, and it'll keep growing. Each one teach one. We'll all reach one. With that being said, wipe ass, work in progress every day and see success. And when people challenge you, they don't challenge you to challenge you, but they challenge you to challenge you. Accept the challenge. Salute.
All right, thank you. Stay right there. Next one, last remarks, please.
I go real quick. Hey, we are some multi-talented people. We can make everything entertaining, and we just got to start, listen to each other and have a good time. Like there's no, hey, listen to each other and have a good time.
All right, stay right there.
Yeah,
Next,
I go.
please.
Yeah, man, much respect and peace to number one grinder, underrated darkness, who let me on the panel. Yeah, man, we got gifts, man. We just got to tap into the gifts, man, and make it work for you, make it work. Put your spin on it, how you got to put the spin on it. Yeah, uh, yeah, we need to learn a lot of, they need to continue to learn, man. Like Neely Fuller said, he said, how you doing, Mr. Neely Fuller? He said, I'm learning. That's all that's about. We got to continue to learn every day what we learn, put it into practice. And if you really, make sure you do your research on, make sure you're doing something that's positive in the practice. But if it ain't working for you, put it down, find something else that you can work with, man. That's really what it's about. Continue to keep learning so you can keep growing and keep progressing mentally and spiritually in your walk, right? And that's what it's all about.
Got you. Stay right there. Brother Lion, last remarks, please.
Alrighty. I'd say thank you so much for having me on the panel, Grinder. It's been a long time.
Yes, sir.
My last thing exactly is people educate yourself, be more spiritual, be aware what's going on exactly, and don't be deceived with everything you hear, what you see. That's what I say.
And that's what you said. That's it, right?
That's correct.
Like my late brother said, that's it. That's it. I miss you too, little bro. Now I'm saying this. This is thank you, brother Yapa. And I'm gonna reach out to let me put my email before I finish on my brother Yapa. I want you to take down my email. I believe you have my email, but I'm gonna put it out anyway. So cause I want you to reach out to me so we could do something, bro. We could do something. Oh man, I put JT boy, man. I put 43, I put 53. Oh, I had a brother going another email that is not even mine. All right. This is for you, brother Yapa. I want you to reach out to me today or tomorrow, please. And but I would say this though too, that I'm a full believer that we explore different conversations. But I'm very firm with this. Any importance that deal with our people, we need to learn we need to learn to stick to the topic. We got to stop letting things get derailed because there are people out there that needs help, that are listening. And we have to be concerned of that. And I know people know me throughout the years. When I say stay on the topic, I mean it, stay on the topic. I'm not saying that we have some topics comes with it, but I don't want the thing to be going derailed. I don't want, because there are people listening. You don't know, they probably on their last time that wants to give up. And we have to understand that we got to think about them. And that's why I advocate for them too, no matter you're man or woman. So we got to learn to stay on the topic. Please stay on the topic. But this has been a great conversation. Thank you, brother, for the compliment, brother Yapa. Thanks for the great compliment. And I want you to reach out to me later on. And I know this brother for a long time. And he has been doing great work. Everybody has to be doing great work here. And please share this out. Oh, yeah. Shout out to Sister Bonnie Rose. She shared this live out. And today we gonna dedicate this live to Brother She Stay Sleep. He had reached 800,000 on YouTube, and trust me, as anybody in this sector, that is an accomplishment. of the mess that we had to go through. Y'all know what I'm talking about on the panel and even in the chat. And it's an accomplishment. So we're gonna dedicate today this live to Brother Sheep Stay Sleep TV. Keep up the fine work. Your day one brother, the number one grinder, the grinder reaper. Let me see what else. I'm all that plus some more. You know what I mean? Oh, we got Brother Sheep back here. Man, might as well make your last remarks. Okay, got you, Brother Yapa.
You closing
Sheep?
out?
Yeah, I'm closing
Yeah.
out. Last remarks.
Hey man, appreciate you guys. Appreciate you for having the conversation, man. You know, it's always needed. I want to get back on and just peep the scene. I'm gonna have to go back and hit the replay.
And yeah, and thanks for your funny thanks for your funny compliment you gave. Yeah, you think I beat it.
Yeah.
I like that. Yeah, but I appreciate that. I really appreciate that. That's all I'm trying to do throughout the years, to have great conversations and have people to think. And Sister 12 Vows, I'll promise you when I do those shows a premium, I will let you know. And so there's going to be it's going to starting next year. It's going to be shows that I'm gonna do preview on that I already done, and I'm gonna have to bring those shows back because these conversations is coming back, and also but Yapa, I want you to reach out to me because we wanna get up something to talk about when a man lose a child, and other things too. Maybe we probably do a chopper. I don't know, but we touch base on that in the near future. But I just want to let you know I'm proud of you, each and every one of y'all doing. You keep up the fine work. Even this space do not want to acknowledge you. But I acknowledge y'all and your importance and everything. And shout out to I forgot to because if I don't shout out to Coco Tina, she gonna tell the miss on me, and then the miss gonna beat me up and all that. That's why you see me rocking the chair because I got a lot of knots in me. Miss, she from DC, so she got hard hands and everything. She I just messing with her. She don't do that, but shout out to the miss. She's somewhere listening, I know, and shout out to Coco Tina and. Thanks for always for support me, Sister Coco Tina, and the rest of the ladies that support me and everything that knows what I'm trying to do. Let me see. I thought I had the link for you. Could you put it again? Oh, all right. I'm gonna put my email again, so you can have it. This is for Brother Yapa. That's don't worry. Don't. Thank you, 12 hours. I put it because sometimes this computer stuff don't work out right, so that's all right. Thanks anyway. Here you go. Thank you, 12 hours, and I just want to let you know that thank y'all. Share this out, and also support me. You want to support me financially? You can. My Cash App is $capital JT 53000. Also have PayPal. It's paypal.me, all in caps. PayPal.me /JT Black 53. I will say it again. My Cash App is $capital JT 53000. Also have PayPal, all in caps. PayPal.me /JT Black 53. So if y'all want to donate, that'd be greatly appreciated. If you don't have that, that's understandable. Share this out. It's free. Hit the like button. It's free. See, that's what you see flashing. Okay, so on behalf of my channel, Unready Darkness, yours truly, the number one grinder. This is the last of Morning Real Talk, part 46. Yeah, I almost said 47. 46. Love y'all. Thank y'all. And just understand y'all winner. And thank y'all. Just been emotional. It's been very emotional, but we got things done. We're gonna get things done. And hopefully people will follow our leadership that we led upon. And That's what we got to do. If they don't want to do it, that's all right. We just keep on doing the work. Just keep on doing work, keep on doing the work, be the best we have to be, and understand. I'm going to say this, and I know people ain't gonna get mad at me, but I don't care. Us as heterosexuals, we got work to do. Got a whole lot of work to do. But we got to stay on that righteous code. So on behalf of my channel, Underrated Dog, y'all to the number one grinder. Be well, be safe. I hope your family be prosperous. And just understand that just keep on fighting. Keep on advocating. And it's a price we got to pay. And I've been doing this for a long time. And I want to pay that price every day. But black man, advocate for yourselves, black man. You deserve it. Black women, advocate for yourselves too. And let's fight for our families. No more media. Nah. Hell with them. Let's do it for ourselves. Let's do it for ourselves. Be well, be well, be well. This one is GENTS. Stay blessed, stay blessed, stay blessed. Oh, yeah, let me read this. Let me say it again. The game show will come to the Darkness Roundtable Thursday night, 10:35 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Yours truly, Brother Prince, the game show. Y'all gonna hear some stuff. Man got a wealth of knowledge and experience of the media. And also he gonna ask questions about me. So again, the game show will happen on the Darkness Roundtable. You better not miss it. This is gonna be this one right here. But whoo, y'all ain't gonna know. Y'all ain't gonna know what's gonna hit y'all. Y'all ain't gonna know what's gonna hit y'all. But again, that's Thursday night, 10:35 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll set it up today. Send the links out by maybe early Thursday morning. We're gonna get this going. And also, I'm gonna do a short on that. So it's going down, y'all. It's going down. But be safe out there. Be well. Again, this one is GENTS. Stay blessed. Stay blessed. Stay blessed. Good afternoon.